This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide, and I bring to you this week's report of California layoffs. As you know, I'm really passionate about getting this information to the masses because many years ago, I was in the process of purchasing a home. I had signed loan documents, and within hours, I went to work and I discovered that I and 399 other people were being laid off that day with no warning or anything. And it was devastating. As you know, if you've ever purchased a home, there's no rescission period. That means once you sign, you can back out. Unlike a refinance, if you sign loan documents, you got a 3-day rescission period, right? You can think about it, see if you're making the right choice, whether you want to move forward. But in a purchase transaction, you cannot. When I got that news, you can imagine I was devastated. I had to call my mortgage broker at the time, my realtor, and say, look, I don't have a job. You can't fund this loan. And thankfully, my loan had not funded. It was on the docket to fund, but it had not funded. And I was able to unravel and stop that transaction from going forward. Because who's to say I could have had a foreclosure and bankruptcy as a result? So I'm bringing you this week's layoffs information. And I'm going to be sharing with you companies that start with the letter A through F, A through F. So we're going to do companies that start with the letter A through F, and I will give you the company name, the how many they're laying off, and the location of where they're laying off. Now, listen, I'm all things mortgage and real estate. Okay, so please give me grace as I try to pronounce some of these companies' names and the address name. Okay, I do mortgage, I do real estate, I do numbers, I do contracts. So please give me grace as I try to say some of these companies' names and their address names. Now, I want you to stay tuned because I don't want to just end on a bad note. Finding out that perhaps your company may be laying off, that's not the best of news, right? But I want to encourage you and let you know some valuable information if you find yourself being on the chopping block, how you can prepare, right? How you can prepare. And especially if you have a home, you don't have to lose your home just because you lost your job. Okay, there is help for you, and I want to make sure I share that with you. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started. On November 10th, we have a company called Accenture. They're laying off 100 people at 34750 Campus Drive in Fremont. Okay, on November 10th, that same company, Accenture, is laying off 140 people at 34800 Campus Drive, so another building. Alchemy LLC on September 29th, they are laying off 12 people at 120 Broadway, Suite 500 in Santa Monica. On September 28th, we have Alstom Mass Transit Corporation. They're laying off 41 people at 1461 Lover Ridge Road in Pittsburgh. October 10th, Annapolis is laying off 2 people at Hawthorne Street, 50 Hawthorne Street in San Francisco. We have October 6th, ATI Restoration LLC is laying off 18 people at 3242 Airway Drive in Santa Rosa. October 16th, you have Cisco Systems. They're laying off 123 people at 560 MacArthur Boulevard in Milpitas. October 16th, you have Cisco again. They're laying off 227 people at 170 West Tasman Drive in San Jose. On September 30th, we have Codexis. They're laying off 28 people at 200 Penobscot Drive in Redwood City. Then September 30th, we have Cadexis again laying off 31 people at 825 Industrial Road in San Carlos. October 1st, Company 3/Method Inc., they're laying off 19 people at 3401 Exposition Boulevard in Santa Monica. Now, September 30th, Comprehensive Autism Center is laying off 9 people at 3355 Mission Avenue, Suite 221 in Oceanside. September 30th, Context Logic Inc. is laying off 152 people at 1 Sansom Street, 33rd floor in San Francisco. October 27th, we have Corteva AgriScience LLC. They're laying off 31 people at 901 Lover Ridge Road in Pittsburgh. October 25th, CSL Viter is laying off 85 people at 200 Cardinal Way in Redwood City. October 10th, Dinata U.S. Flight Catering is laying off 73 people at 291 Coral Circle in El Segundo. You have on November 17th, DNATA U.S. In-Flight Catering is laying off 2 people at the same address, 291 Coral Circle, El Segundo. You have November 10th, same company, DNATA U.S. In-Flight Catering, is laying off 1 person at 291 Coral Circle in El Segundo. Then we have September 29th, Ericsson Inc. is laying off 76 people at 3200 El Camino Real, number 180 in Irvine. And last but not least, on September 29th, the same company, Ericsson Inc. is laying off 94 people at 4119 South Market Court, Building A, Suite 20 in Sacramento. So those are the companies that start with the letter A through F that are laying off, that I have reports of in the state of California. Now, like I promised you, you don't have to lose your job. You don't have to lose your house if you lost your job. Okay. There are options out there for you. When you have a loss of income, whether it's due to losing your job, whether it's due to medical, you having to go out on disability, whether it's a layoff, whether it's a divorce, you are a great candidate for help with your mortgage, whether that's a repayment plan, whether that's a forbearance, whether that's a loan modification. And I want to make sure you know that I've helped hundreds and thousands of people lower their mortgage when they found themselves in a situation where they had a loss of income. But we do what's best for the family. So whether they want to keep their house, whether they want to sell it, I do a whole consultation and give them all of their options. So I told you I wanted to share some good news with you, and I just wanted to share a testimonial regarding a client that actually came to me. They had a loss of income, and how my company and I were able to help them save their home. So you can imagine when you lose your job, you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Right. And so thankfully, I was able to help them. So I want to share my screen really quick. And I just want to give you an example of what can be done, right? What can be done. So give me a moment. Give me a moment here. Let's share this. Looks like I am sharing my screen. Let's see. Can you see it? Can you see it? Why does it look like it's not sharing? Let's see. Well, I'm going to see. I have to check this. But I wanted to share this modification that someone got. They were behind, or actually, this person wasn't behind. This person wasn't behind, but they reached out to me early. As soon as they had a loss of income, they reached out to me, and I was able to help them lower their mortgage. So, their mortgage initially was $2,466.19. And that was without taxes and insurance. And then I was able to drop their payment to $1,953.71. So that was a savings, and it included taxes and insurance. How awesome is that? Did you hear what I said? Their mortgage payment initially was $2,466.19. That did not include taxes and insurance. But then I was able to modify their loan, lower their payment, and it included taxes and insurance to $1,953.71. And here is the statement. Let me see if I can blow it up here a little bit so you can see. This was their original mortgage statement, and then we were able to permanently modify it. So I just wanted to let you know that there's options for you. For all your mortgage and real estate needs, visit me at modifymenow.com. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day.